Go grab your crayons, paint, or markers and get ready for part 2 of our polar bears. Hey boys and girls, welcome back to part 2 of our polar bears, where we will be adding in our color today. Now, we're going to be using 3 colors for our sky. I'm using watercolor paint, but you can use markers, color pencils, whatever you have. I'm going to be using dark blue, light blue, and purple to create my night sky. So with watercolor, the great thing about it is all you need is a little bit of water. You're going to swirl, and you're going to start adding in your sky. Now with your sky, you can't mess this up, and you can do it however you would like. You can fade colors, blend colors, mix. I'm just going to go ahead and start kind of filling in my background. And I'm going to be working a little bit quicker, so you might need to pause and take a little bit more time on yours. If you did a moon, you can just leave it white, so paint around it. Add a little bit of purple in there to see what happens and how those colors change. Don't forget every now and then to pick up some water. And if you've outlined it, you can go right over your lines with the paint, so you don't have to worry about painting around anything. That's one reason why we outline our artwork in my class, so we don't have to take as much time painting around things. We can just go right over it. Alright, so I'm going to add a little bit of that light blue in next. See how that kind of changes things. Maybe follow my swirls. You know it's kind of coming together. Alright, and you guys can keep on going. You can continue to layer the colors. I think I'm going to stop here. For my next step, I'm going to be taking some of that blue and purple and dark blue and bringing it into my polar bear. I want some of that night sky kind of reflecting on my polar bear's fur. So I'm just going to kind of pull that in. Bring it into kind of where I have some lines. Create some shading. Maybe around the eyes a little bit would kind of be cool, right? Alright, maybe I might even bring in, kind of pull in some of that purple too. So we want these to be nice and colorful. Don't worry if you add a little bit too much in, because we can take some of that white paint next and kind of brighten some of those lighter areas back up. Alright. So I've added in my color. I'm going to be adding some white over top of my polar bear next. Alright guys, and for the last step, you're going to use a little bit of white paint. You're going to have a clean brush, that's important. I'm going to pick up some of that white paint. And instead of painting from side to side, we're going to be painting going in an up and down motion. And you should hear a little bit of a sound to it. And what I'm going to do is add my white paint over top of my polar bear. By painting going up and down, you're kind of giving it this nice fluffy look to it. That's okay, you can go right over the eyes, you can go right over the nose. I'll show you a little trick to bring it back. So if you're like me and you've accidentally painted over the eyes, no big deal, just flip your brush over and just scratch right over it to bring those eyes right back. It also gives it a really cool look to it as well. And you can kind of do that everywhere. If you want to have some texture, you can use the back of your brush to create that texture very easily. Now, you can also use the back of your brush for your snow. So flip your brush over, and if you want, you can add in your snow or your stars, whatever you would like, in your sky. And that's basically it. So if you created a polar bear with me, please share at Miss O Art Studio. I would love to see yours. And keep on drawing. Bye. Thanks for tuning in for another fun project from Miss O Art Studio. See you next time.